So, my name is Erik Sjöstrand, and on this channel I will stream when I play bridge, and my intention is that at least the first videos will be aimed at new players and beginners, and because of this I will play against robots, so not human players at the moment, since I think it might be a good idea so that I can take some time to explain what I'm doing and why, and things like that. I've just prepared a nice cup of tea, and who knows, perhaps my cat will join in too a bit later, because she's been running around here. So, I've logged into BridgeBase Online, where I am at LP_bridge, Let's Play Bridge. And I think for beginners this is a great site to practice and get lots of practice, because you can play with robots. And what you do then is you click on casual, and then you can click on take me to a table with 3 robots. However, it's not free to play with robots. I believe it's $1 for a week, then you can rent robots. But I would recommend it anyway, since you can hover over all the bids in order to see what they mean, and this way get a lot of training fast, and people, instead of playing against humans who might be annoyed because they think you bid bad or play bad or something like that. Okay. So, North is the dealer and passes, and East passes too, and this is my hand. Let's talk a bit about this hand. So, a very common way to evaluate whether you had a good hand or not is to count something called high card points, where Ace is 4 points, King is 3 points, and Queen is 2 points, and Jack is 1 point. So if we were to talk about high card points, my hand would be worth 10 points. 4, 7, 10. Okay. What else can we say about this hand? Well, it has a very even distribution. That means I have about the same amount of cards in every suit. In fact, this 4-3-3-3 shape, 4-3-3-3 shape is known as a pretty bad pattern to have in bridge, because you have no distributional values in your hand at all. And so if we were to play this hand in a trump contract, we would not get any ruffs in this hand. So some players like to de-evaluate these kinds of hands. On the other side, I have my high card points in aces and kings, which is usually good, and I have 2 10s. That's nice. So what would I need for an opening bid? Well, you can hover over the bids here, and when playing with the robots you have to play their system, and they play a 5-card major system. So opening with a major shows at least 5 cards in that suit, and 11 to 21 high card points, and then they talk about something called total points, but I don't think that you should worry about that for now. And opening with a minor suit, clubs or diamonds, can be a 3-card suit, and also 11 to 21 high card points. They also play a strong no trump, so opening with 1 no trump would show 15 to 17 high card points. And we'll go through the opening bids at the 2 level and higher later if we need that. So, I have a balanced hand. It's not strong enough to open with 1 no trump, and it's actually not strong enough to open 1 of a suit and later rebid 1 no trump either, which would show something like 12 to 14 or perhaps 11 if you have a good hand. Commonly you teach beginners that you need 13 points to open, but the modern bridge is a bit more aggressive than this, I guess you can call it. So most players open on 12, and many players open on 11 too if it's not a really crappy hand. Now I'm in third seat. My partner has passed, and my right-hand opponent has passed. And it is common known that in the third seat you can be a bit light on your opening bids, because your partner has already limited his hand, and you might make some noise by opening the bidding, making it harder for the opponents to bid their hands. But I'm gonna pass this one because I have nothing to say. No suitable call, as it says. Okay, so West opens with a club, and they also play this system, so I can hover over it to see it's a minor suit opening. And my partner makes an overcall with one heart. Okay, he couldn't open the bidding with one heart, but now he makes an overcall. So what does he have? Well, making an overcall says here that it shows 8 to 11 high card points, and that's because he has passed first, otherwise it can be even stronger. But it promises that he have at least 5 hearts, and well, not very much else. I believe that in order to overcall, you should have a reason for doing so. In this case, I'm a passed hand. My partner knows that, so we probably won't have game, but it can be wise to try to find a part score. So that's fine. What else can we say? Well, I have 10 high card points. There's 40 high card points in total in the whole deck. And West has opened the bidding. My partner has made an overcall. So there can be two situations. Either East has a very weak hand, or the points is fairly evenly distributed among all of the hands. So I guess both sides has roughly 20 high card points between them, I would say. Even though I have no aspects of game, I'm gonna raise this to 2 hearts in order to make it a bit harder for West to bid. If I were to pass, he would probably bid something, and then they could find their suit at the 2 level or even the 1 level. But if I bid 2 hearts now, it will be a bit harder for West to do something. So it got passed out, and this is a bit of a problem when playing with robots, that since North, my partner, made the first heart bid, he becomes declarer, so I'm dummy. And just like in real bridge, you do not play the hand when you're dummy. And the robots play very fast, so you probably will not be able to really follow the play. Apparently, my partner took 8 tricks, so just made the contract, which made for a score of 110 to us. But when playing bridge, you usually do not look at this score in order to see if you get a good result or not. You compare it with other tables which has played the same set of cards. So we can click on other tables on Bridge Base Online, and we can see that most of the other tables played 2 hearts 2 just made, but some played diamonds, some on East-West, going 2 down, but it wasn't doubled, so we got a bit better score than them. Okay, so no one had a higher score than we did, so that's fine. Okay, another board. I have a balanced hand and 9 high card points. Not enough to open the bidding, so I will pass. Okay. Now West opens 1 diamond this time, and my partner overcalls 1 spade. Okay. This time it said 8 to 11 last time, but now it says 8 to 17. That's because North hasn't limited himself by passing first, so he can have a much stronger hand now. If he would have more than perhaps 17 high card points, he would have to start with a double first, but we'll go into doubles later. Okay, so yeah, basically, otherwise it's basically like before. He has spades, at least 5 of them, and wants to compete in some way for the contract. Now East doubles. Okay. Double is a very, very, very flexible bid in bridge. If I were to pass now, and everyone passes, we would play one spade doubled. That means that if we make one spade, we get more points than if it wasn't doubled. But if we go down, the opponents get more points for defeating our contract. So that was the reason for this bid from the beginning. Like, if you double, you do not believe that the opponents will make their contract. So just to make sure that they don't fool around in the bidding, you double them and set them. This is known as a penalty double, but in the modern game, penalty doubles are very rare because you often have hands that want to bid something, but you do not really know what. Instead, you leave the decision to your partner. So in this case, East doubles one spade, which probably means that they have the unbid suit. So we have something in clubs and something in diamonds, something in clubs and something in hearts, and want West to choose among those two. Let's see. Yeah, negative double. Okay, so it says that it has at least 4 hearts. Well, some play it that way too, that it doesn't promise anything in the clubs, just the unbid major in this case. Hearts is a major suit, and you usually want to find your major suit fits, because that's where the games usually are. In the major suit fits, it's harder to play a game in a minor. Okay, so I have decent values. I have 4 good hearts. I have the queen third of clubs, that's not very nice. 4 mediocre diamonds, and 2 card support for my partner spade suit. So we have at least 7 spades, probably exactly 7 spades, but we can't be sure. You can have more than 5 spades, of course. Usually you want to have at least an 8 card trump fit in order to play a trump contract. So now I'm only sure that we have 7. So in my mind, I have 2 choices. I can either pass, which is a sensible call. I have not much to say about my hands. Or I can redouble. A redouble is a bid that you only can make if the opponent has doubled first, and there has been no bid between your opponent's doubles and the redouble. So traditionally, when the opponents doubled you and said, okay, I believe you're going down, you could redouble to say, no, I'm not going down, I'm going to make this contract. And the stakes are even higher now if a contract is played redoubled. Redoubles are pretty rare to make, and the usual way of using them is to say that you have a good hand, or you have values somewhere. So I have passed and have 9 high card points. With 11 or 12, I would have opened the bidding. So redouble could be the right thing to do, just in order to show partner that we have some values. It seems like the values are pretty evenly distributed among the board. So West has opened, North has overcalled, East has doubled. Double also shows some values. You can't bid this way. You can't double with a really weak hand. And I have 9, so just like the last board, we probably have about 20 high card points each side combined. If I redouble, what do I want to gain from this? Well, perhaps we can play 1 no trump, or we can play clubs. I don't know. I don't really like my hand very much. I think it's better to pass, really. So I'm going to pass. Okay, West rebids his diamonds. He didn't have any support for hearts, it seems like, and he didn't want to bid 1 no trump. He could have a 3 card suit when opening diamonds, but now when he rebids it, he should have at least 5, probably 6. But it says that he can have 5. Okay. I have 4 diamonds. So I'm not gonna argue against them playing diamonds. Perhaps my 4 small diamonds can be worth something in diamond contract, so I'm going to pause. Okay, so West is the declarer and East will be the dummy, since West be diamonds first, and my partner is on lead and leads the ace of diamonds, and in this case this is the trump ace. Why would he lead the trump suit? Well, perhaps he's unsure what to lead. I haven't bid anything, so he has no idea what I have, so he might want to cash an ace in order to see what dummy has. When you see dummy, you see half of the deck, so that's pretty nice. He might also think that the opponent has diamonds in common, so East only had 1 diamond, but it could have more diamonds and perhaps a shortness somewhere else, so West was going to rough cards in the short hand. So in order to cut down on the roughs, you might lead a trump. Well, I don't know what the robots are thinking. They probably are thinking at all, since they're programmed to do something. Okay. Now we can talk about signals a bit. So when playing defense, you can signal what you have, not necessarily what you want your partner to do. That's a pretty common theme in defensive bridge, that you signal what you have and not what you want your partner to do. In the trump suit, I believe as a beginner you do not really need signals in the trump suit very much. So I'm just going to play my smallest in this case. And also, I really don't know what kind of signaling system the robots use. Perhaps you can read about it somewhere. I guess they're using some kind of American system, which I'm not very familiar with. Okay, so we continue spades. Well, that's unfortunate. My spades are very low, but perhaps I can get a rough if we can lead 3 spades before my diamonds are lost. So which spade should I take, the 7 or the 6? Well, it doesn't really matter, but a general principle that you should follow is that when you can have a choice among cards and you are in third seat, so to speak, first, second, third, and the trick, you should pick the lowest one when having a sequence. So if I were to play the 7, I would really say that I do not have the 6. If I play the 6, I say I have the 6, but I may have the 7 too. But no, there's the 5. But yeah, since these cards are so small, it's probably not important. But you can follow that rule anyway, I think, just in order to get it as a habit. So West wins 10 and continues with the diamonds. He wants to draw trumps. Okay. Discards a heart. Okay, my partner doesn't have any more diamonds left. He had 2 diamonds from the beginning, and dummy had 1. I have 4, so 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means that West had 6, right? 6 plus 4, that's 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. So West started with 6 diamonds. Now my trumps are gone. What's it going to do now? It continues with trumps. Even though the computer knows that we have no trumps left, he still continues with trumps. That might be in order to see what we discard. So he tricks us into making decisions which we're uncomfortable with. Now I want to show my partner that I have good hearts. How should I do that? Well, it depends on what kind of signaling system you're playing. The American standard system is to play a high card to say that you have good values in that suit. Since I'm from Sweden, we do not, well, not since I'm from Sweden, in Sweden, where I'm from, we do not signal that way usually. We play something called upside down count and attitude, UDCA for short, which well, it means that we flip it. So if I play a low card when I discard a new suit, it means that I have something positive in that suit. And if I play a high card, that would mean that I want to signal a negative attitude for that suit. So I would play the 6 of hearts, since when I'm not thinking this much and talking this much, I will probably do that by routine, even though I'm not sure that the robots will interpret it the right way, which is probably bad. I should probably play the system which the robots understand. Okay, so we played a couple of spades, and now we play clubs. Yeah, and it's over. We took 9 tricks, making +1, which was a pretty even board. An imp score of 0.5 means it was a pretty common result, and you can see that here. It looks like some have competed with two spades on our cards. My partner has a. Oh, you can't see that since I'm having my webcam there. Okay. Yeah, you can look at the previous boards here. My partner had 5 spades for overcalling, a pretty bad suit really, but 11 high card points at least. And perhaps they redoubled. You can watch their auctions. No, he didn't redouble. He chose to balance with 2 spades. He didn't want to pass out 2 spades, so he balanced instead. Okay. Yeah. Okay, next board. Now I'm dealer, so I get to make the first bid. Again, I have a balanced hand with not enough to open the bidding. 4, 6, 7, 8 high card points. This time I have, and lost the board too, if I remember correctly, I have the 4-4-3-2 pattern, and that's actually the most common pattern to hold, having 2 4-card suits, a 3-card suits, and a 2-card suit. Just some interesting information. Okay, I'm going to pause. Everybody passes, an East opens 1 no trump. Okay. It shows 15 to 17 high card points, and it says could have 5M. What does it mean by 5M? Well, a capital M is short for major, so it means that it could have a 5-card major. Well, why is that important? Why shouldn't he be able to have a 5-card major? Well, some players advocate that he shouldn't open 1 no trump when having a 5-card major, because they prefer to open 1 of major instead. I do not believe in that school of thought, so I gladly open 1 no trump with a 5-card major, but because I think you have rebid problems otherwise. But potato, or okay, I guess. Okay, I'm going to pause again. Oh, now West bids 2 clubs as a response to the 1 no trump opening. And East bids 2 hearts. Why does it bid 2 hearts instead of pass 2 clubs or raise clubs? And why does West bid 2 clubs? Well, I have a pretty good club suit. Does he have clubs too? East has at least 2 clubs for opening 1 no trump. Well, a no trump opening is a bid where opener is very limited. He has shown a narrow range, 15 to 17 high card points, and a balanced hand, so at least 2 cards in every suit, and if you have 2 cards in a suit, then he doesn't have another double ton usually. And over this, many people like to use conventions, artificial bids, which doesn't really mean what they sound like. So bidding clubs doesn't necessarily show clubs, it shows something else. So when your opponents open one no trump and respond to that, it can be wise to check what they are playing. And a two clubbed response to one no trump is the most popular bridge convention in the whole world, I think, at least the most well known. It's called Stayman. It just says Stayman here, it doesn't even say what it means, okay? So you have to know what Stayman is, okay? Stayman is an artificial bid asking for information about the no trump opener's major suits. So it asks, do you have a 4-card major? Or a 5-card major it might be as well, but you cannot know by usual Stayman if you have a 5-card suit. And if you have a 4-card suit, you bid it. If you have both 4 hearts and 4 spades, there are different schools, but I believe the most common way is to respond 2 hearts if you have both major suits. And if you do not have any 4-card major suit, you rebid 2 diamonds, which is another artificial bid in this case. But it seems like East have 4 hearts. So it says here that he has 4 or 5 hearts, and he might also have 4 spades. Okay, well, I'll pause again. Nothing to say. Okay, so West raises 2 hearts to 3 hearts, and East raises to 4 hearts. Why would he raise 2 hearts to 3 hearts? Playing a contract in 2 hearts and 3 hearts doesn't really matter in the form of scoring. When you say you want to play 3 hearts, you say that I think I will take 9 tricks in hearts, with hearts as trump. And if you do that, you get 140 points. But if you play 2 hearts and take 9 tricks, you also get 140 points. So 3 hearts is really just a harder version of 2 hearts. And 2 hearts is a harder version of 1 heart. But 4 hearts is special. 4 hearts is a game. So if you bid a major contract, hearts or spades, of at least 4 or 5, it's a game. So 4 hearts and 5 hearts. And in this case, 5 hearts is just a harder version of 4 hearts, so you usually want to bid 4 hearts. So it's a game. If he makes this contract, he will score much better than if he would have bid 3 hearts making 10 tricks. So 3 hearts making 10 tricks is 170 points, but 4 hearts making 10 tricks is either 420 points or 620 points, depending if you're red or white. In this case, they're red, so they will get 620 points, which is a lot. Nice. So 3 hearts basically asks, do you have a bad hand or a good hand? It's an invitational bid, and it's a very common type of bid in bridge to ask, okay, we might have game. Pause if you do not think that you have any extras, or bid game. Yeah, it says here, invite. 4 plus hearts, 9 total points. Okay, so we have around 9. You usually need, you say that you need about 25 points to play a high card points to play a game, and he has 15 to 17. So if he has around 9, he might be unsure whether to play a game or not. So what do we know from the bidding? Well, East has at least 4 hearts, 4 or 5 hearts, and West probably has 4 hearts and about 9 points, and East has not a minimum, so probably 16 or 17 high card points. East is the declarer since he bid hearts first, so we're on lead. What should we lead? Well, anything could be correct. When your opponent bid 1 no trump, that usually means that they have a lot of the high card points. And if I have 5, 6, 7, 8, and he's about 16, let's say he's 16, so that's 8 plus 16, that's 24. and he has 9, that's 33. So that leaves at most 7 high card points in my partner's hand. So I can't really hope for much in that case. Yeah, what to do? They're playing a trump contract. Perhaps they will try to get some roughs in west hands or east hands, so I could lead a trump. I have nothing in hearts, so it might be the case that I catch my partner with having something in hearts, and yeah, making that could be good for declarer. I don't really know what to do. It feels like the Queen of Diamond might be a good lead. Leading the top of a sequence with at least 2 cards headed by an honor, in this case the Queen and the Jack, is a way to tell partner that, okay, I have the lower honor as well. So if I play the Queen, in most cases I will have the Jack as well. Another alternative might be to lead a spade. I don't have anything good at all in spades, but it can be a passive lead, so to speak. I don't want to set up any tricks for declarer. Okay. You know what? I think I'll lead a spade. Which one should I lead? Well, it depends. If you lead high, partner will probably think that I have 2 spades and might try to give me a rough, but I don't think he will get in enough anyway. So I'm going to lead 8. I think if I lead a low, he might think that I have an honor in spade. So, okay, let's lead high. So what happened? You can hover over the last trick. Okay, my partner played a low spade, which I'm not sure what our signals are, so I don't know what that means. And East wins the king. That's a pretty high card to win with. Didn't he have anything lower? Well, perhaps we hit gold and our partner have all his high card points in spades. I'm not sure. So we continue with the 9 of diamonds, and since the dummy has only singleton ace, I'll play low. And okay, my partner wins the ace of hearts. So we had the ace of hearts. Well, then perhaps his spades aren't that good. I might still have queen and jack, of course. He continues with a club. All right, so dummy has 5 clubs and I have 4 clubs. Declarer has at least 2 clubs since he opened 1 no trump. So 5, 9, 10, 11, 12. My partner has at most 1 club left in his hand. Perhaps he doesn't have any clubs at all. In that case, he might get a ruff if the declarer started with 3 clubs, which is probably good. So I'm going to continue with club and hope that my partner can get a ruff. Which should I play? Well, in this case, I will play a low one, since I know that the only missing club is the queen of clubs. And if my partner has the queen of clubs, well, then everything is fine, I guess. Or is it? Perhaps, no, I miscalculated. Well, one of them has the queen and one of them has the 4, but I'm going to lead the low anyway. Okay, so I got a ruff, that's the 4, and I have the queen left. So it continues with spades. The reason I led a low club is that when you lead and try to give your partner a ruff, you can signal where you have your strength. So a low card means that I have my strength in the lower side suit. In this case, whoops, what did I do now? Okay, something. In this case, diamonds. It is the lower side suit. And returning a high club would signal for hearts instead. Okay, I believe perhaps I turned on Okay, so pictures of cards. Yeah, now it looks normal again. Yeah, anyway, that's called a, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but Lavintal, we call it in Sweden. Nothing much interesting happening. He roughs a bit. Okay, so we took 10 tricks, scoring 620. I think that's a pretty normal score, but we'll look. Okay, 1.6, so better score than the last couple of boards. But most played 4 hearts making, but 2 went down and 1 got to make an extra trick. Okay, so they open 1-0 trump once again. What do I have? Well, I have... this time I do not have a balanced hand. I have a distributional hand. I have 2 5-card suits. Having 2 5-card suits is usually a good thing. If you get to play the hand, you have 2 long suits which you can promote tricks in. So they're very powerful on an offensive level. Not so much when playing defense. So even though you might be low on high card points, it can be a good idea to bid if you have 2 5-card suits. But what should I bid? He opens 1-0 trump. I have 4, 6, 9, 10, 11 high card points, so my high card points are pretty nice. In this case, I would prefer if the ace of diamonds was in clubs instead, because then I would have all of the high card points in my long suits, but you can't get everything. When having distributional hands, it can often be a good idea to interfere when they open a strong no trump. It's rare that your side have game, because they have a very strong hand here. So instead you might compete for a part score or make life a bit harder for the opponents. So because of this, a lot of people has developed systems for showing various distributional hands when they open 1-0 trump. And I think that Gib, which is the system that the robots are playing, have some conventional bids. So we'll hover over our bids and see what they mean. So pass is no suitable call, so that's nothing special. Double is a penalty double. That's what I talked about earlier. It's pretty common over on 1-0 trump opening that playing that a double shows that I think that I have a lot of strength too, and all of my strength is behind the strong hand. So I think we can set them because, well, it seems like the suit have bad splits and stuff like that. Okay, so suit bids. 2 clubs, Capelletti. Okay. Capelletti is a name for he's an American bridge player, but the Capelletti convention is a defense over 1-0 trump, where the 2 level is have different meanings for various distributional hands. So single suited. Okay, what does that mean? Well, it means that a single suited hand is a hand with only 1 suit, really. So usually a 6-card suit. We do not have a 6-card suit, and we have a 2-suited hand. This is referred to as a 2-suiter when you have 2 5-card suits, or a 5-card suit and a 4-card suit, or a 6-card suit and a 4-card suit. Well, you have 2 suits with where one have at least 5 and the other has at least 4. So 2 diamonds, Capelletti, majors. Okay, so if I were to overcall 2 diamonds, that would show both majors. I do not have both majors, I have a major and a minor. 2 hearts, Capelletti, hearts and a minor. Well, that's exactly what I have. I have hearts and I have a minor. That seems like a good bid. Spades would be spades and a minor, and two no trump would have been both minors. Okay, so let's overcall two hearts. Now you can see that my bid got a red outline. That means that it's an artificial bid, and I think there's lots of bids made by the robots which are artificial that doesn't get a red outline, but for some reason some bids do and some do not. Okay, and the West robot bids two no trump over my two hearts overcall. Lebenssoll. Okay, that's another convention. Lots of conventions on this board. Uh, Forces three clubs by partner. Okay, I think Lebenssoll is a very good convention, but perhaps not one that you should play as a beginner. And really, I think you shouldn't worry too much about defenses versus a no trump either. There's better stuff to worry about, so we just let them bid. Okay, they ended up in three diamonds. Okay, so we'll play defense against three diamonds. My partner leads hearts. That's nice. I have a nice heart, so I play low because that's the way we do it in Sweden. Okay, when the opponents lead a suit, you can signal for different things. Standard in Sweden is that when the opponents lead a suit, you signal count. You try to tell your partner how many cards do you have in this suit. That's the reason for doing this is that you might get a better overview of the board and try to calculate what kind of cards the player has, what his distribution is. As a beginner, I had a hard time using this signal in a constructive way. I thought it was very hard to signal count and use my partner signal for something useful. So talk about it with partner. Should we signal count or not? Attitude, whether you like the suit or not, is more. It's easier to understand as a beginner, I think, why you would want it. But if you want to signal count, the way to do it using standard American signals is to play low to signal that you have an uneven number in the suit. Like this, I have 5, which is uneven, and high to signal that you have an even count. But since in Sweden we play upside down count and attitude, we do it the other way around. So a high card tells we have an uneven number, and a low card tells that we have an even number. Why am I pointing towards the 7 and the 3? Well, I think that playing the 10 might be unwise. That's a very clear signal to partner that whether we have an even or an uneven or an even number of clubs. But the 10 might be useful later. So I'm going to play the 7. My partner plays the 8. Perhaps he's got an uneven number 2. Yeah, I played the 5 next. Okay. And he discarded a spade. So no more clubs for the declarer. Okay, continues with diamonds. I see no reason why I should win this right now, really. So I'm going to play the 10. Oh, my partner won with the king. That's nice. He continues hearts. The jack. Now my king, diamond, and 10 are big cards, so to speak. They're promoted. What do I want partner to do? Well, I might as well win this trick with the queen or the king and play diamonds, just in case partner doesn't have any diamonds, because if it is that, well, I don't really think that it won't really matter what I do in this case. Well, it doesn't really matter. I think I win with the queen anyway. And I will play the ace of diamonds, just to cut down a bit on the Claris communication between the hands, but also because I really don't want to be on lead again, because I have no good cards to play. I will play the queen of clubs in this case. I know that West doesn't have any clubs left, so he had to play all the suits by himself. Okay, he seems to play his trumps. Oh, he had the king of spades. Okay, so we got the rest of the tricks. Make it an over trick. Okay, so that wasn't a very good score. We have pretty small imp scores so far. Imp stands for international match points, if I didn't say that, and it's one form of duplicate bridge scoring. Duplicate is when you play the same boards at different tables. Oh, so my partner opens one club and East overcalls one diamond. I have a very weak hand, just 4 high card points, but I have nice distribution, 5 clubs and 5 diamonds. Okay, so East overcalls one diamond. That means he has at least 5 diamonds. I have 5 diamonds, so West and North doesn't have a lot of diamonds. I have a singleton heart, which is nice. I think I'll support clubs. Actually, my partner might have a 3-card suit, but if I have 3, then we have 8. And yeah, I think it's now or never. I can't pause now and then support clubs later, because then I would perhaps have to support at the 3 or 4 level. So let's see what it says about 2 clubs. It says 6 to 10 total points. Well, and at least 4 clubs. Well, I don't know really how they calculate total points. I have 4 high card points, and I think it's good that I have the 2, that I have a singleton heart. So even though it's a bit on the light side, I'm going to support clubs. Now West bids 3 hearts. He could bid 2 hearts, but he bid 3 hearts, and North passes and East passes. So what's 3 hearts? Less than 4 diamonds, at least 5 hearts, and 12 plus total points. If I'm to understand the robots correctly, West could have a very good hand right now. When it says 12 plus, it's usually that, okay, I have no upper limit to my bid, really, which should indicate that it's forcing. You cannot pass forcing bids, because you shouldn't pass forcing bids, because partner can have a very nice hand, but East chooses to pass anyway. Okay, should I compete? Well, I'm pretty sure they'll make 3 hearts. But 3 hearts is not a game, so that's good. They could have been bid 4 hearts and played a game, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to pass. And another reason for this is that we are red and they are white. When we're red, if we bid and do not make a contract, it's more costly. So I'm going to pass. I forgot my tea. It's probably very bitter right now. Let's have a taste. Okay, just have to drink it anyway. My partner leads the Queen of Diamonds. like I said before, leading the queen usually means that you have the jack as well, since you lead the top of a sequence. But both the king and the jack were in dummy's hand, so why would our partner lead the queen of diamonds? Well, my guess is that's the only diamond he have, and he wants to get a ruff. So he has a singleton diamond, and he wants me to return a diamond. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, do I want a signal for spades or clubs? Well, I don't have anything in either of those suits. If I were to signal for clubs, I would lead the low, and if I were to signal for spades, I will lead the high if we play Lavintal signals. So I just return one in the middle, I guess. Perhaps the 7? It didn't have a singleton. It was West who had a singleton. Okay. That's an interesting choice, leading the queen from queen doubleton, but I guess that could work sometimes. So it seems like Declare has very nice trumps because he just played low heart to the jack, meaning that our partner probably doesn't have very much suits in cards in hearts, or not very high, so he probably has his high card points in the black suits. Now I play a high club in order to say that my clubs are bad. I have many of them, but they're weak. So even though I supported, they're weak. I could do that in spades too, but perhaps my 9 will be good for something, like if it will fall under the 10, which could be bad, so I will probably play another high club. In this case, you could play count the second time you discard from the suit. So the first time I played 8 attitude, so a high card was negative attitude for that suit. And now I would play 7 to say that from the beginning of the hand I had an uneven count in the suit. So he plays spades to the 10. If I had discarded the 9, then I wouldn't. I think it's pretty strange that he won the 10. Perhaps my partner thought that we had something in spades. Okay. Or my analysis is all wrong. What do I know? So not much happening. It seems that the clever are just cashing his tricks. Oh. So, what did my partner have? So I disabled the webcam for a while. So my partner had a balanced hand with 4 spades and 4 clubs, but when playing the board, it seemed like his hand was much worse, but it was actually okay. So this was a pretty good score for us. They played 3 hearts plus 2, scoring 200 points. If they were to, now they were white, not red, but if they had bid the game 4 hearts plus 1, that would have been 450 points instead. So we got a pretty good score. As you can see, there are some people who had played 4 hearts. So even though it looks like our defense was bad because everyone else has taken 10 tricks, but he took 11, we got a good score, 3.9. That's the highest score yet. Okay, so now my cat has come here and closing up with me. You want to say hi? No. Her name is Misan. Okay, another board. They open 1 heart. I have a bad hand. I'm gonna pass. They Oh, the bid 3 hearts. This is another invitational bid, usually. Raising hearts to 3. It says, okay, I know that you can have anywhere from 11 to 21 high card points for opening 1 heart. And I said that invitational bids usually asks for a maximum, but 11 to 21 is a very wide range. So this is a limit race, I think. Yeah, limit major race, okay. It says that they have at least 4 hearts, okay. They play 5 card majors, so in that case they have a 9 card heart fit. That's nice. And limit race is just a name for this kind of race. I think it might be called an invitational race instead. It just says that, okay, if you have something extra for your opening bid, not a minimum, you can raise the game. So having like I would probably raise most limit races to game with 14 high card points or something like that. A limit race usually shows about 10 or 11 high card points. It says 10 to 12 total points here, but yeah, about 10, 11 high card points. Perhaps 9 if you have a nice hand. It depends a bit on how aggressive you are at your game tries. Game tries is just another way of invitational bids trying for game. So yeah. Okay, so what to lead? Not sure really. This time I think I'll lead the Queen of Diamonds. Isn't this hand very similar to a previous hand? Not sure. Okay, so the Queen of Diamonds held the trick. Does that mean that my partner has the King and the Ace of Diamonds? It might be so. It might also be that my partner has only one of those and the declarer is holding up for some reason. But I think it will be pretty safe to continue diamonds. An alternative might be to return a spade in case my partner has something in spades and lead through strength. That's usually a good strategy, the weak hand leading through strength. And not towards strength. So a club return would be pretty. If I was sitting north on this hand and my partner returned a club in this situation, I would think that was a pretty unusual shift, since from partners from South's perspective, West has clubs, but the strength in clubs is either in North's hand or in East hand, the missing high card point, so to speak. But I'll continue with the Jack of Diamonds. Okay, so in this case, if East was to have either the Ace or the King, he would have won the trick. So he didn't. So my partner have those two. I could continue diamonds again, but now Dummy doesn't have any diamonds left. So we will get a ruff. That's not the end of the world. But it could be the case that East have no diamonds left either. If my partner started with 5 diamonds, 5 plus 4, that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. In that case, none of them has any diamonds left. And when both of them are void in a suit, void is when you don't have any cards in one of the suits, it's usually bad defense to lead that suit, because then you can discard a loser in one hand, like a card that the defense would have won otherwise, and trump in the other hand. So that usually promotes a trick for the clever. So what to do instead? Well, I might as well lead through strength. So I'm leading a spade. When you're leading suits and not leading from a sequence, there are a number of schools on how to do this. Some of them focus on attitude, if you have something in the suit, and some of them focus on how many cards you have in the suit. The most common way of leading in America is fourth best, I think they call it. So when you have a suit, you lead fourth from it if you have a 4-card suit. I don't really know which one you lead if you have a 3-card suit, perhaps high or the middle one. That depends. In Sweden, a common method is third or fifth. So if you have a suit, you play either the third or the fifth in the suit. So if you have a 3 or 4-card suit, you will lead the third card. If you have a 5-card suit, you will lead the fifth card. If you have a 6-card suit, you will lead the fifth card as well. If you have, and this rule can be extended, so it can be called first, third, or fifth. So if you have a 2-card suit, you will lead the highest card. So I'll just go by that rule. So I'll lead the third. Okay. My partner plays the 10, and the declarer wins the king. So the queen is the missing high card. Which hand has the queen? Is it east or is it west? Well, we cannot know that, actually. If North were to have the queen in this trick, he would still play the 10, because the 10 and the queen are of equal strength, so to speak, when the jack is on the in dummy's hand. And if we were to play the queen and the king wins the trick, well, then the jack is promoted, and that would be bad. So North might still have the queen. In that case, he would have the ace of diamonds, the king of diamonds, and the queen of spades, giving him 9 high card points. Is that possible? Well, it might be. I don't really feel like calculating that right now, but you could do that, and that's one of the things that make Bridge great, that you can choose what level you want to analyze the board and try to make the best out of it. Yeah, I'm just going to follow low on this one. I don't really know what my strategy on this board is, so I'm just playing some cards. Oh, my partner had the ace of clubs. That now it seems unlikely that he would have the queen of spades too. Okay, hopefully he will continue clubs. No, he didn't. He choose to continue spades. Okay. Perhaps he didn't want to promote the last club. I'm not sure. Okay, I probably signaled something wrong. We should have won that last trick. He shouldn't have gotten on the 3 of spades. Oh, my bad, probably. We still got a pretty decent score. 2 points for our side. Why? Well, it seems like someone has played game. Okay. Perhaps we did something else good, or the declarer did something bad, or perhaps I just thought about it all wrong. Okay, so we're first, and we have 10 high card points. I think this is a pretty nice hand. We have a 5-card suit and a 4-card suit, and when you have this pattern 5-4-2-2, it means you do not have a traditional balanced hand, so this would be in the category unbalanced. Some like to call these patterns semi-balanced because you do not have a singleton, but you have 2 double tones. I'm also holding both majors, and major suits are good usually, since the bids are the games are lower. Playing game in a minor, you have to bid 5 of that suit, but it's enough with 4 in a major. I also have all of my high card points in the majors, and that's usually good to have your high card high cards in your long suits. And I have the 10 and the 9 of hearts, which is nice. And, well, the spot cards, so to speak, in spades are nice as well. So I think I have a good hand. Playing a natural system, so to speak, where an opening bid at one level could be and starting at 11 and, well, basically unlimited. We can have a very, very, very strong hand. I would not open this hand. Some systems play that opening one heart or one spade is limited, so you have at most 15 high card points or something like that. They're usually called strong club systems or something like that. Perhaps I'll talk about them in a later stream. But yeah, playing a natural system, you pass this hand unless you want to have a random result, which you might if you're, let's say you're playing a tournament and you think that, well, I need to stir it up a bit, then you might open this hand with one heart, but I'm going to pass. Okay, so West opened the bidding with one club, and North overcalls 3 diamonds. He could have bid 1 diamond, it could be 2 diamonds, but he chose to bid 3 diamonds. Why is that? Well, let's hover over it and see what it means. Aggressive, weak jump overcall. Okay, so a jump overcall is because he jumped in the bidding. A simple overcall is when you bid the suit at the lowest level possible, 1 diamond in this case, but he chose to bid 3 diamonds. He says that he had at least 7 diamonds and at least 3 total points and under 11 high card points. Okay, a weak jump overcall is a bid that you make to remove bidding space from the opponents and at the same time show the character of your hand. So he has a lot of diamonds and a weak hand, and a lot of diamonds is in a weak hand is bad if you're going to play defense, because the opponents probably have a suit and they will ruff your diamonds. But if we were to win the contract, we could it could be very good to have diamonds as trumps, because the suit will be worth something in a trump contract. So we might get a number of chicks. We might not make our contract, but it won't be that expensive, probably. Okay, so East says double. Okay, another situation, is this a penalty double? Like he wants to play, he doesn't think we can make 3 diamonds. Well, I do not think it is a penalty double, but I'll check by hovering over it soon. As a beginner, I think that you should agree with your partner that most doubles aren't penalty doubles. That will be an easy way in the beginning to think about them. Like sometimes the phrase "do something intelligent partner doubles" or DSIP doubles is used, and it means that you basically double in order to show that you have some values and you want partner to make a good decision. So I'll guess that East probably has a hand fairly similar to mine. Let's see. Yeah, negative double, at least 4 hearts and at least 4 spades and some points. Okay. Well, I have nothing to say, really. I could raise to 4 diamonds. So we have a 9 card diamond fits, it seems like, but I think that might be a bit too aggressive. Well, because I think they'll double us in 4 diamonds, and that would probably be a penalty double. I don't think they will double and then double again in order to some kind of do something intelligent partner doubles. All right, so I'll pass, and they passed it out. So West passed the double, even though it wasn't for penalty, but he converted it into a penalty double. That's pretty common, that partner makes some kind of take out double, you usually call them, because you expect partner to take them out into something else. But then partner decides to leave it in, so it converts the double into into a penalty double. Okay, so my partner went 2 down, and normally when we're red, 2 down would be 200 points, but since it was doubled, it's 500 points instead. And the scoring for that is a bit hard to understand. I think the whole scoring system in Bridge is a bit hard as a beginner to grasp, but that's why you have, at least in Sweden, we have these bidding boxes, and on the back side of the cards you can read. So if I have this bid here, that's the double card. I don't know if you can read it, but it says that 2 under tricks red scores 500 points. Okay, and that's what happened. Okay, so now West opens 2 spades. Why 2 spades and not 1 spade? Well, that depends on what kind of system you're playing. A very common treatment is to play weak 2 bids, and that's a bit like the previous board, like a weak jump over call, but this time it's an opening bid, in order to show that, okay, partner, I haven't got enough strength to open the bidding, but I have a long suit to open a bid of, at the 2 level, usually shows a 6-card suit, and some high card points. Let's see what they define it as. Weak 2 bid, 6 plus spades, probably exactly 6 spades. 10 or less high card points, 9 plus total points. Okay, I don't know about this total points thing. Usually people like to describe these weak 2 bids as about 6 to 10 high card points, perhaps. Okay, and East bid 3 clubs. I have no idea what that is. Really, okay, it's natural. It's a natural bid. He has a club suit of his own and a good hand. It's forcing to 3 spades, so West cannot pass this bid. Forcing to 3 spades means that if West bids 3 diamonds now or 3 hearts, that bid is forcing 2. They cannot pass below 3 spades right now. Okay, what do I have? I have the usual balanced hand and pretty weak values. Okay, so West raises clubs to 4 clubs, showing some support for clubs, and East bids 5 clubs, which is game. And as you can see, a minor suit game is 1 trick higher than a major suit, so they have to take 11 tricks with clubs as trump, and I have king 4th of clubs, so that's nice. What should we lead? Well, my king of spades is probably worth less since West has open spades, so my guess is that he has the ace and perhaps the queen 2 of spades, so I will probably won't get a trick in that suit. So what would we need to beat the contract? Well, I'll probably get at least 1 club tricks, perhaps 2 club tricks. I do not think I get a ruff in spades, even though I have only 2 of them. That's because if East were to have spades, perhaps even if East had 2 spades, then he would play 4 spades instead. He has a strong hand, and the partner has shown that I want to play spades, but since East hasn't supported him, he has probably only a singleton spade, is my guess. I think I lead the queen of hearts, because I have the jack too, so I might promote a trick there. I'm missing the 10, but I have the 9, which is nice too, if my partner get in, and he can lead hearts through East. So that might be a good strategy. Let's try that. Okay, so he won the ace. My partner plays a low heart. I do not know if that's positive or not. And now he switches to the 3 of spades. In this case, if you're a beginner, now I'm playing at the robot, so it doesn't really matter. But when you see this dummy as a beginner, you see, okay, just as I said, he had both the ace and the queen of spades. And now East plays a low spade towards dummy strength. If you sit here as a beginner thinking, okay, should I take the king or should I take the 4? Well, the correct answer is to take the 4. But if you're thinking in a situation like this, the clever can read your body language and will know that you have the king. And if you do that kind of thing, thinking, which one should I take? If you, let's say that I had a 8 and a 2 or something like that instead, well, that's cheating. You cannot do that. It's unethical. So you cannot think when you don't have anything to think about in order to trick the clever. Okay. So, but in this case, I'm going to play low, and robots doesn't really mind that I take a lot of time. It will be exciting to see if you take the ace or the queen. He played ace. That's probably because he had a singleton, I'll guess. So he doesn't really need 2 tricks right away in spades. Okay, so he played diamond to the ace. And my guess is that he'll try to ruff a couple of diamonds in dummy's hand. Dummy actually has a pretty nice hand for a club contract. As you can see, I didn't signal length properly. Sorry, partner. Well, let's do that now instead then. For some reason, even though my partner should know my length since the clever has no hearts left. Okay, so my partner had a 10 of clubs, and West had the queen, right? So Jack and king, and now there's only the ace left, which East have. I cannot lead clubs because I want to make the clever lead that suit. King of spades, could that be an option? Well, I think it can be. My guess is that East will ruff that card, but then he have no way to getting, have no communication to cross over to dummy's cards, so that will be safe. And as I said, you usually don't want to lead towards strength with this, which is the hearts. If someone has honors in hearts, or did you ruff hearts? I can't remember anymore. Never mind. Oh, he went 3 down. That's a good score for us. What did he play at the other tables? Well, a lot of them ended up in 5 clubs. Some went 3 down and some made it. Okay, interesting. Okay, so my partner opens 1 spade. I have a pretty nice hand for spades, actually. I have 4 card support for spades and the king. Nice. And I have ace and king in hearts. That's good. So 10 high card points, and good high card points, I would say. Having 4 card support for your partner suit, especially if you're playing 5 card majors like we are doing, is nice. We have a 9 card trump fit at least. I also have a double tom, which is a good thing. And the heart honors are good because they are probably valuable no matter what my partner has in hearts. Sure, if he has a void in hearts, then they would be, that meaning he has no hearts at all, they would be better off somewhere else. But I think I have a good hand. So we talked about limit races or invitational races earlier. So I could bid 3 spades, showing 4 spades. And that's what I have. I have 10 points. I really feel like bidding 4 spades though. It seems like I want to be in game on this hand. But okay, I go by the book and bid 3 spades. Oh, my partner raises the 4. That's nice. Okay, so we had Okay, I cannot see it's going fast, but he's playing the hand, and you can already see that it's over. Yeah, so apparently he made it somehow. Somehow, I guessed he would, but that's nice. Just making, scoring, giving us 5 imps. Okay. And most have has bid 4 spades, it seems like. Okay. Ooh, East passes, and now it's my turn. This is not a balanced hand. This is a very distributional hand. I have a 6-4-3-0 pattern. 6-4 patterns are usually very powerful because you have 2 suits, and having a void is usually a good thing. It's I think you should be excited about, because if I'm playing this in a trump contract, perhaps in hearts or spades, and let's say that the opponents have all of the high card points in diamonds, they'll be virtually useless because I can rough them. Also, I have both majors, so if my partner has support for one of the majors, I would say that we have good chances of playing a game on this board. So how many high card points do I have? 5, 4, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 13 high card points. Yeah. In this case, if I was missing the queen, then I would have 6, 9, 10, 11 high card points. I would open this hand anyway. I think it's really good having a 4-6 pattern. Let's say I was missing both of the black queens, so 4, 7, 8, 9 high card points in that case. Well, you could then open with one of these weak 2 bids perhaps, but people usually tell you that you should not open a weak 2 bid when having 4 cards in another major suit. So if I was to open 2 hearts with that kind of hand, I shouldn't have 4 spades. So even though if I was having only 9 high card points, I would probably open with 1 heart anyway on this hand, because but that's up to you how you want to do it. In this case, it's crystal clear. I'm going to open with 1 heart. My partner rebids 1 spade. Oh, that's good. So he probably doesn't have support for hearts, but he has at least 4 spades. 1/1. Well, a 1/1 bid is when opener opens at the 1 of a suit and responder bids 1 of a new suit. So he bids a new suit. And making a 1/1 bid is forcing. He has at least some points. He can't have like 0 points, because then he would pass 1 heart. 1 heart isn't forcing. But so he has some points, at least 6 total points, whatever that means. 6 plus. So I talked about when it says like 6 plus or 12 plus or whatever it is. That means it's unlimited. So my partner could have the rest of the deck, basically. Yeah. So I cannot pass 1 spade. I have to bid something. So what should I bid? I could bid 2 spades. It's a simple race. It shows that I have at least 5 hearts and 4 spades and 12 to 15 points, and that's what I have. I think my hand is too good for that. I really like having the diamond void. I also have good support for my partner spades. It would be even better if I had ace and queen in hearts and king and diamond in spades instead. Because let's say my partner has a singleton heart, and I don't really know how much value the king and diamond of hearts is. But yeah, so an alternative is to bid 3 spades, a jump race, which is just a stronger version of the simple race. So in this case, it shows that 16 to 18 total points. I could also bid 4 spades, a double jump race, which shows a really good hand. Yeah. Another option, which is a conventional bid, is to make a splinter bid. I believe 4 diamonds in this case would be a splinter bid. Yeah. So a splinter bid is when you jump in a suit in order to show support for your partner's suit and shortness in the suit bid. It's not super rare, but not exactly common either. But I think I'm a bit on the weak side to bid for diamonds, actually. I'm not sure what I should do. I think I'm going. I want to play this in game. I don't want my partner to pass 3 spades, even though we might have a really weak hand. But okay, I'm going to bid 3 spades. My partner raises to 4. That's nice. I'm a bit interested in slam, actually, playing this in a slam. What would my partner need then? Well, it would be nice if he had the ace of hearts, the king of spades, perhaps the ace of clubs as well. But if I had that hand, he would probably bid something else, perhaps something more positive. So I'm going to pass. Oh, we had that. He had the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, and the king of spades. Okay, that's interesting. But they had a singleton heart, right? Or did they have 2 of them? I'm not sure. Yeah, I had a singleton heart. So perhaps he de-evaluated his hand a bit because of that. No, he didn't have the ace of hearts, he had the ace of diamonds. Okay. So he made the 12 tricks, so we could have played it in a slam, it seems like, but we didn't. Did someone else? Yeah, 3 people bid the slam. So a slam is when you bid and make when you bid and make at the 6th level. So we said that I should take 12 or 13 tricks. And then you can bid a gram slam where you bid at level 7 and basically say, then you say, I'm going to take all of the tricks. They score very high, like you can see. We only got 680 points, but the ones who were brave and bid the slam got 1,430 points. That's a lot. Okay, my usual luck. I have a balanced hand and weak. Okay, so they make one of. This time they open 3 spades. So, and this is another weak bid. So opening 2 spades was a weak bid I talked about, and opening 3 spades is weak as well. So it's a preemptive bid they called, which you should, and that's just a way to say that they take away space for the opponent. So it shows that he has at least 7 spades, not enough high card points to open the bidding. Then it says spade queen. That doesn't. I don't think that means that he promises that he have the spade queen. It's just some kind of indication that he cannot have like 7 spades and none of the honors, so he has to have the queen at least. If he might have the king or the ace, but like he doesn't have like 7 spades with the 10 as the highest one. My partner doubles. Okay, so it says a lot about all the suits and 14 plus total points. This is something called a take-out double. When the opponents open with one of a suit, or when they open with a suit bid at any level, usually, you can play double to say that, okay, I have opening strength, so I have enough strength to make an opening bid, but I have no suitable call. Like if he were to have, say that he have 15 high card points or something like that with 4 hearts, is he going to bid 4 hearts then? No, that doesn't seem very wise. It's because I mightn't have very many hearts. So double usually says that, okay, I have opening strength and I have support for all the unbid suits. That doesn't mean I have to have 4 hearts and 4 clubs and 4 diamonds, but he'll, in the best of worlds, he have at least 3 cards in all of the unbid suits. So 3 to 5 clubs, 3 to 5 diamonds, 3 to 4 hearts. I don't know why he cannot have 5 hearts. Perhaps he would bid 4 hearts if he had a 5 card suit. I'm not sure. Okay, So what should we do? We do not have any 4-card suits. That's a bit unfortunate. We have 4 spades, so we could convert this into a penalty double. Or we could, yeah, we're in a bit of an awkward situation because of partners take a double. Beginners tend to pause too often when partner makes a takeout double because they said, "Oh, I had no suitable bid. I didn't know what to bid, so I choose pause." Well, that could work, but usually it doesn't, because it's not unlikely that he'll be able to take 7 tricks in spades, even though I have 4 spades, but my spades are very bad and partner doesn't have much in spades when it has double. So, and I do not have very good defensive values. It depends on what West have, but I'm not going to pass this, but I'm not really sure what to bid. 3 no trump. I don't want to bid 3 no trump because I don't have any stoppers in spades. They might run the whole spade suit and get 7 spade tricks from the top. I'm going to bid 4 diamonds actually. That's my best suit. It says that it shows 4 diamonds, but I don't have any 4-card suit, so I just have to lie. And I got to play it. Oh! I hit my partner with a 5-card suit. That's nice. Oh, so that's really good. That's better than I could wish for. Okay, so West leads the 6 of hearts. So how are we going to play this? Well, since we're at the 4th level, like it or not, we have to take 10 tricks in order to make the contract. So how many top tricks do we have? Well, we have all of the diamonds. That's 5 diamonds. We probably won't get any spade tricks. We have at least 1 heart, the ace there. So that's 6 tricks, and we have the ace of clubs. That's 7. So 7 top tricks. We need 3 more. How can we do this? Well, it's a bit interesting that West chooses to lead hearts. I have the queen in my hand and the ace in dummy. I'm missing the jack and the king, but I have the 10, the 9, and the 8. So if I play low now, if East take the king, then my queen will be promoted. And if take the jack, then I will win with the queen, and well, I will get on the ace. If West has the king, then I will win the queen too. But I do not think that West have the king of hearts. He probably has shortness in hearts, like 1 or 2 hearts, and want to get a ruff. But I don't think that really matters anyway. I think I'm going to play low. Or should I win the ace? Perhaps I should win the ace. If I win the ace, I could later play hearts towards the queen. That might be a good idea. And I can also play clubs towards the queen. Yeah, that might be better. I'm not sure. Let's do that. I win the ace. I do not want West to get a ruff. So let's play some diamonds and see about that. So I have 8 diamonds, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm missing 5 of them. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so they only have 1 diamond left. I don't really have a need for my last diamond in my hand. I won't be getting any ruffs in this hand, I guess, so I'll play that. So now they don't have any trumps left. Okay, that's good. What's now? Should I play heart towards the queen or clubs towards the queen? Well, I think I'm going to go for clubs since I have more clubs. I have 4 clubs in my hand and 3 clubs here. It might be the case that they have 3 each of the suit. It's 6 remaining clubs. In that case, the fourth club might be promoted, even though I think it's unlikely, but it could be the case. In that case, West would have started with a singleton heart, 6 spades, and 3 clubs, and 3 diamonds, right? That could be the case. He opened 3 and showed a 7-card suit, but he might have shaded a bit and did it on a 6-card suit. Well, or I could just play the hearts towards the queen. I don't think it matters much. I'm going to play. Let's go with the hearts. Okay. So he didn't have a singleton. He had at least a 2-card suit. Yeah, he had a 2-card heart suit. So what do we know now? Let's say that they have 7 spades. So 7 spades, and he had 2. Yeah, he had 2 diamonds, right? Yeah, 7 spades, 2 diamonds, 2 hearts. Well, that must mean that he had 2 clubs as well, right? 7, 2, 2, 2. That's 13 cards. It seems reasonable. So I'll play a club. Well, I'm not sure. So I'm going to take the ace, and he plays the 10. Okay, now I'll play clubs towards. Okay, and wins the king, and yeah, he had 2 of them. Okay, so now it would be good if I had a remaining diamond, so I could trump the last club, but tough break. So they'll get this spade ace, and then they will get the last club trick, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that's the case. So I didn't take 10 tricks, I only took 9, so I went 1 down. But that was a good score for us anyway. 4 points, and why is that? Well, a lot of people chose to pass 3 spades, and just like I said, it in this case it made. So I actually think it was a pretty cheap insurance to bid something, even though I only had 3-card suits, because it scores a lot of points. You see, they got 530 points for making 3 spades double, and it only cost me 50. So I think it was the percentage action and the safe way to go. Sometimes it could be the case that 3 spades was going down and 4 diamonds was going down too. Then it would be wrong. But when you're wrong in passing doubled contracts, it's usually expensive. Okay, so I think this will be the last board that I'm playing right now, because my throat is getting a bit sore. Perhaps some more tea. Unless I get a very exciting hand next. Who knows? Okay, so my partner opens 1 spade. How many high-card points do I have? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 high-card points. And 4-card support. That's nice. So, like I said, we play 5-card majors, so we have at least 9 spades. A common rule is, a rule of thumb, so to speak, is that when your partner opens the bidding and you too has at least opening strength, then you should play game. It doesn't always pay off, especially since the standards for opening bid has gone down. So in our days, like I said, you open a lot of 11s, and I said earlier that you need about 25 high card points to have a chance to try for game, play game. And like I said, if you open 11s and forced to game with 11s, then, well, you might get to very thin games. So I think in order to force game, so to speak, you should have at least 12 high card points if you play light opening bids. Okay, now I have 13 and spade supports. It's a nice hand. So let's see what choices do I have. If I want to raise spades, I can bid 2 spades. It's simple raise. I have too much for that. He might pass with a standard opening hand. 3 spades is invitational. I have too much for that too. I don't want him to pass. So 4 spades. That says preemptive raise. 5 plus spades, at most 8 high card points, and yeah, something about the total points. So preemptive raise. Why would I want to bid that? Well, it might be the case that the opponents, even though they both have passed right now, want to enter the action, and by bidding 4 spades, I prevent them from doing so. It will be hard to, in case they want to enter the auction, then they would have to enter at the 5 level, which is very high and risky. So you can bid 4 spades like saying, okay, my hand is not very strong, but I have nice support for your spade suit, and I want to try to play a game. Perhaps we make it, perhaps we don't. Who knows? So I have to choose something else. 4 spades, 3 spades, and 2 spades doesn't cut it. What about 5 spades? Okay, not much information at all. I don't actually know what 5 spades would mean. If my partner were to bid 5 spades in this situation, I would think for a long while. Yeah. Okay, so we have to bid something else. If I know what I think is the correct answer to this question, but what should we bid? Well, this is also a common problem as a beginner, right? I have support for my partner, and I want to bid a forcing bid so that I make sure we get the game. I can bid 4 spades, that's game, but what if my partner has a really strong hand? We might want to play slam. I actually have excellent cards for slam. I have aces and kings and 4 card support, and yeah. So if my partner makes a slam try on this hand, I'll probably accept. So we have to make some kind of forcing raise, and I think that's one of the conventions that you should, or one of the agreements that you and your partner should agree on early on if you develop a partnership. In what ways can we make forcing raises, especially in the major suits, since the major suits are more common to raise than the minor suits. Even though you have support for your partner's minor suit, you usually want to introduce a major suit instead, because you want, again, because the majors rule the game and you want to bid major games. Okay, so we'll just have to see. 1 no trump. Okay, it says forcing no trump. We'll go into that some other time. 2 clubs and 2 diamonds and 2 hearts are natural. Forcing 2 over 1. It says that they show at least 13 high card points and a biddable suit. Well, perhaps some other time I'll talk about 2 over 1 bids more. Okay, 2 spades was a simple raise. 2 no trump. Jacoby support. A balanced hand with at least 4 spades and 13 plus total points. That sounds exactly like my hand. I have a balanced hand. I have at least 4 card support and I have 13 points. Good. So that's a game forcing race. Oswald Jacoby was an American bridge player, and I think he invented, or at least the convention is named after him, the Jacoby 2 no trump race. So it's a game forcing race, showing support for the major. In Sweden, we had this bridge player called Alvar Stenberg, who at about the same time as Oswald came up with this same idea. So in Sweden we call this Stenbergs två sang. So I'm not really familiar with the Jacoby name. I usually call it Stenbergs, and it's a very common convention to play the 2 no trumps over a major suit. Shows support for that suit and good values. So I'll bid that. You can see it got a red outline showing it's something odd about the bid. So my partner bid 3 hearts. What's that? Shortness. He has short hearts. Oh, okay. So he has at most 1 heart. Now my hand is extremely good. I have 4 hearts, but I have none of my high card points in that suit. Okay, I have a really good hand now. The opponents have like, let's say my partner has the 7 or something in hearts. Then the opponents have 10 high card points in hearts, but they will only be able to score 1 trick in hearts. Chances are good that we have slam in spades on this board. Let's say my partner has ace and king of spades and queen and king, then we have a slam, most definitely. Alright, so what should I bid now? I can bid 3 spades. 16 plus total point. That shows some kind of extras. I could suggest playing 3 no trump, even though I had a spade fit. And I could bid 4 spades, just showing that, okay, I think we should play spades. But since my hand is really good, now on partner shortness, I'm going to bid something else. I said earlier that Stayman was the most common and well-known and usually most played convention in the world, and I think it is. Another one is Blackwood, which is a slam convention when you're trying to see if you can reach a slam. And that's after you find a trump fit, you bid 4 no trump to ask how many aces your partner have. That we could do that here. I think Blackwood is used too much usually, especially by beginners. In this case, it might be good to bid Blackwood. I want to know if my partner has the ace of spades, but I could also take it slow. I could bid a new suit. We have agreed spades. We cannot. Well, we could, but it would be very uncommon to play in another suit. So me bidding another suit now, like clubs, or diamonds, and hearts, doesn't really need to show that suit. Here it says that I have to have the ace of clubs if I were to bid 4 clubs and a good hand. Okay, I'm going to bid that 4 clubs. And if it's 4 spades, that means that he has some kind of minimum. Okay, I'm actually going to ask for aces. If it's 5 diamonds, that's an artificial response. It says 1 or 4 key cards. And as a beginner, you might learn different versions of Blackwood responses. A very common one is called Roman key card Blackwood, where you basically have 5 aces instead of 4. 5 aces, that's strange, there's only 4 in the deck. Well, when playing Roman key card Blackwood, you count the trump king as an additional ace. So, yeah, the trump king would be 1 key card. So he has 1 or 4 key cards. Can he have 4? 4, 5, 6. No, we cannot have 4. Have 1. He has the king of spades or the ace of spades. So we're missing 2 key cards. We're missing, probably missing the. He could have the ace of spades too, but I don't. The ace of hearts too, but I don't think he had that. So we're missing. My guess is that we're missing the ace of hearts and the ace of spades or the king of spades. So it doesn't seem like we should play a slam. Let's hope that we make 5 spades. He had the ace of spades. Oh, that's strange. Okay. Well, it seems like he made 5 spades. Oh, I didn't think that he would be the 3 hearts showing a singleton when he had the ace of hearts. Okay. Okay, I'm going to disable the webcam a bit and let it, yeah. Just let you see the diagram here. Here's what my partner had. He had a minimum opening hand, but he had 2 5-card suits. That's nice. And the ace singleton in hearts. So we choose to bid that way. To each his own, I say. Yeah, I think this will be enough. I hope you enjoyed watching, and hopefully I will stream soon again. I'm thinking that I will have a few of these sessions playing with the robots just to talk a bit about concepts like declaring or whatever comes up, bidding. I think many of the concepts, even though I try to explain them, might seem complex and strange and perhaps not very pedagogical, since some may be high level and some may be low level. But well, you just have to keep up with me and leave a comment or whatever you do on Twitch. I'm new to Twitch, so I don't really know how this works. And but yeah, and I haven't checked the chat in all this under the whole stream, so perhaps I have some messages there. Who knows? Sorry for that. I only have one monitor. But perhaps I need to get another one now that I'm a streamer. Okay, thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.